morning we are joined by one of the top leading thinkers in Israel of the Jewish people, Shmuel Rosner. You may have read his words in many different places, but Shmuel Rosner is a Tel-Aviv Based researcher, columnist, and editor, a longtime senior fellow at the Jewish People Policy Institute. If you don't know JPPI, after Shabbat, please look it up. It's an amazing think tank. And a weekly columnist right here for the Jewish Journal Los Angeles and Ma'ariv in Israel. He has written regularly for the New York Times, Jerusalem Post, Slate, Commentary, and his work has also appeared in Foreign Policy, The New Republic, The Jewish Review of Books, and others. His previous book is #Israeli Judaism, Portrait of a Cultural Revolution, and his newest book out right now, Why Am I a Jew? A Contemporary Guide for the Perplexed. It's our honor to welcome from the land of Israel, Shmuel Rosner.
Thank you so much, and I must begin with Mazel Tov to all the celebrating families. It's heartwarming to see Jews celebrate together in such times. So thank you for being welcoming, and Mazel Tov to everybody. Today we begin to read the heartbreaking story of two brothers, Esav and Yaakov, Esau and Jacob. We begin this week, but we do not end this week. Today, the brothers are born, they bicker, they battle, but later they will reunite. And when they do, the Torah will have this to say. וירוץ עשיו לקראתו ויחבקהו ויפול על צווארו וישקהו ויבכו. Esav ran to greet him, he embraced him, and falling on his neck he kissed him, and they wept. Then Rashi, our greatest commentator, adds this. Quote, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai said, "It is well known, halacha, that Esav hates Jacob, but his compassion overwhelmed him at that moment, and he kissed him with all his heart." End quote. That first sentence hints that only when you're overcome by emotion, you can forget the law, the fact, the reality of hate. That first sentence is quoted as the motto of a chapter in my new book that was just mentioned, Why Am I a Jew? Would you like to guess which chapter? It is the chapter, Why Do They Hate Us? A chapter as painfully relevant today as ever. So I also use the idea of law of hatred, the same law that Rashi espouses. And yet, in the 3 minutes I've been allotted, I'll add my own humble addition to Rashi's. The source from which the 11th century Rashi drew his rule, it is a well-known law that Esav hates Jacob. The law is drawn from a place called Sifri, a collection of midrashim, sayings, and commentaries from the 3rd century. But as Talmudic scholar Menachem Kahana noticed, the source doesn't match Rashi's commentary. In the original Sifri manuscript, what's written is, it is not known that Esav hates Jacob. Yet Rashi says that it is well known. So what is it? Is it well known or is it not known? And why the confusion? Kahana speculates that printers may have abbreviated the Hebrew text, changed one word, and inadvertently led later readers to the conclusion that Esav must hate Jacob. That conclusion, through Rashi and others, is still very much with us today. It is one word, that decides whether we treat hatred as eternal or as the exception to the rule. It is one word that evokes despair as we watch hatred for our people resurface, and one altered word that keeps alive the possibility of fighting the betrayal of our human potential for a better world. Why am I a Jew? 3 minutes aren't nearly enough to lay out all the reasons, but here is one. Not to betray our human potential to create a better world. Shabbat Shalom.